change is a statistical distribution of weather over time that ranges from decades over millions of years. It means that the climate change is a change of global or regional climate patterns. The human activities like burning of fossil fuels, deforestation are the main causes of climate change. The consequences of climate change, just like flooding, catastrophic storms, rising of sea level, and melting of polar ice, are some examples of climate change. And protecting our planet isn't a choice, it's a responsibility. Thank you.
Continental drift. It is a large-scale horizontal movement of continents relative to one another and to the ocean basins during one or more episodes of geologic time. This concept was an important precursor to the development of the theory of plate tectonics, which incorporates it. The first truly detailed and comprehensive theory of continental drift was proposed in 1912 by Alfred Wegener, a German meteorologist. Bringing together a large mass of geologic and paleontological data, Wegener postulated that throughout most of geologic time, there was only one continent, which he called Pangaea. Pangaea fragmented and the parts began to move away from one another.
I am Kang Kidayan. My topic is all about volcanoes. A volcano is a landformed mountain where molten rocks erupt through the surface of the planet. The volcano mountain opens downward to a pool of molten rocks below the surface of the earth. When the pressure builds up in the earth crust, eruptions occur. Gases and rocks shoot up through the opening and volcanoes spill over or fill the air with lava fragments. The volcano eruptions can cause lateral blast, hot ash, lava flow, mudslides, and more.
Good day everyone, I am Lady May Arquencan. I'm from BSED Filipino 1 ARCEO, Earth's tilt. Changes in the tilt on the Earth can affect the severity of the seasons. More tilt means warmer summers and colder winters. Less tilt means color changes summers and milder winters. The Earth's tilt, also known as axial tilt or obliquity, refers to the angle at which the Earth's axis is inclined concerning its orbit around the Sun. The Earth's axis is an imaginary line that runs from the North Pole and the South Pole. This axis is tilted at an angle of approximately 23.5 degrees relative to the plane of its orbit. The tilt is a crucial factor in creating the changing seasons on the Earth. As our planet orbits the Sun, different parts of it receive varying amounts of sunlight at different times of the year. When one hemisphere is tilted towards the Sun, it experiences summers characterized by longer daylight hours and warmer temperature. Conversely, when the same hemisphere is tilted away from the Sun, it experiences winter with shorter daylight hour and colder temperature. The Earth's axial tilt has a profound impact on climate, weather patterns, the distribution of the sunlight and temperature variation across the globe. It is a fundamental reason why we have a diverse ranges of climates and seasons in the Earth. So that's the end of my discussion for today, and have a good day everyone.
Good day everyone, I'm Kiana Kanyaga from Filipino 1 ARCEO. I'm here to discuss the ocean current. What is ocean current? Ocean currents are movement surface water in the ocean. The ocean currents are driven by a range of sources: the wind, tides, the water density, and the rotation of the earth. The topography of the ocean floor and the shoreline modifies the causing current to speed up, slow down, and changes in direction. The ocean currents fall into two main categories: the surface current and the deep ocean current. The surface currents are caused by global wind. On the other hand, the deep ocean currents are density driven and differ from surface currents in scale, speed, and energy. Ocean currents move vast amounts of heat across the planet roughly, the same as the atmosphere does. But the ocean surrounded by land masses, so heat transport through the water is through the channels. Much of the heat that escapes from the ocean is in the form of water vapor, which shade the surface.
Carbon dioxide is the most important greenhouse gas in the atmosphere. Changes in land use pattern, deforestation, land clearing, and agriculture, and other activities have all led to a rise in the emission of carbon dioxide.
Good day, I am Vianchi A. Buhat, and my topic is about a methane. So what is a methane? A methane is a colorless, odorless, flammable gas which is a constituent of a natural gas. About 1/4 of all methane emissions are said to come from the domesticated animals such as dairy cows, pigs, goats, and horses. These animals produce methane during the cud chewing process. Methane can affect the climate change by contributing to increase the global warming according to the U.S. Environmental Protection Agency. High levels of methane can reduce the oxygen breathed from the air and it can be dangerous from the humans. Methane can also be emitted from landfills and other waste dumps. Methane is considered to be a cleaner alternative to oil and coal. It is more richer in carbon and can found abundantly in nature. However, methane is considered a more potent greenhouse gas than carbon dioxide and can be hazardous to store and to manage. That's all, and thank you.
A pleasant day, everyone. I am Mary Carmel Dila Bajo from BSED Filipino 1 ARCEO, and I am here to tackle about the two topics, which is the nitrous oxide and the nitrogen. First, we go to the topic of nitrous oxide. Nitrous oxide is an odorless, colorless, and non-flammable gas. While this is not flammable, it will support combustion to the same extent as oxygen. It leads to a state of euphoria, explaining its nickname, laughing gas. Nitrous oxide absorbs radiation and traps heat in the atmosphere. According to EPA, it can live for an average of 114 years that puts it in a sort of middle ground of super pollutants. Compared with carbon dioxide, which can live in the atmosphere for hundreds of years, nitrous oxide is around a relatively short time, but it stays in the atmosphere longer than the other short-lived climate pollutants like black carbon, which exist in the atmosphere for days. In addition, nitrous oxide is emitted when fuels are burned, though it depends on what type of fuel and which combustion technology is used. It can also generate as a byproduct of the production of chemicals like nitric acid used to fertilizers and adipic acid used to make nylon and some other synthetic products. The treatment of domestic wastewater can also generate nitrous oxide. Nitrous oxide also possesses second draft. While in the stratosphere, nitrous oxide is exposed to sunlight and oxygen, which converts the gas into nitrogen oxides. Nitrogen oxides can damage the ozone layer, which humans rely on to prevent most of the sun's ultraviolet radiation from reaching Earth's surface. That double threat effects result in gas potency. 1 pound of N2O warms the atmosphere about 300 times the amount that 1 pound of carbon dioxide does over a 100-year time scale. its potency and relatively long life make N2O a dangerous contributor to climate change. And so now let's move on to the other topic, which is the nitrogen. Nitrogen is the non-metallic element in our periodic table. It is colorless, odorless, and tasteless gas that is the most plentiful elements on Earth's atmosphere and is a constituent to all living matter. Nitrogen is the most abundant element in our atmosphere and is crucial to life. Nitrogen is found in soils and plants, in the water we drink, and in the air we breathe. It is also essential to life. It is a key building blocks of DNA, which determines our genetics and is essential to plant growth, and therefore necessary for the food we grow. But as with everything, too little nitrogen, plant cannot thrive, leading to low crop yields. But too much nitrogen can be toxic to plants and also can harm our environment. Plants that do not have enough nitrogen can lead to become yellowish and do not grow well and have smaller flowers and fruits. However, farmers can add nitrogen fertilizers to produce better crops, but too much can hurt plants and animals and can pollute our aquatic systems. So therefore, understanding that the nitrogen cycle can also help us to have a healthy grown crops and to protect our environment. And that would be all. I hope that you learned something. Thank you.
Hi, I am Jenny P. Laraga from Filipino 1 ARCEO, and I am discussing environmental protection. What is environmental protection? How can we protect our environment? And what is the cause of not protecting the environment? Environmental protection is a practice of protecting the natural environment by individuals, organizational, or government levels for the benefit of both the natural environment and humans.